Welcome into Wilmington Wildcats Weekly here on the Christian Internet Sports Network as we get set for football tonight from Becker Field here at Rate Stadium as Coal City comes to town and get ready to take on the Wilmington Wildcats. Of course, Coal City coming in at 1-1 off of a really tough beginning to that schedule. They opened up with Morris and had a tough loss there, then came back home and got a 30-6 win over Bishop McNamara last week. And make no mistake, they will be ready to play tonight. This rivalry always ends up that way.
Oh, it always does. It doesn't matter previous records. This is going to be a fight to the final whistle is blown, and we should be in for a real treat.
That we should. It is a special night tonight here at Wilmington. They're doing a military appreciation night. And so there's all kinds of stuff going on. They have Humvees over here near the end zone. There's a couple of fire trucks out there with a huge American flag. They had a special recognition of some honorary captains at the coin toss. I heard a word about a flyover or something later. Who knows? We could experience pretty much anything tonight. But in the middle of all of that, there's a football game that we're actually going to play too. And we need to get right to everything tonight. We are really early broadcast-wise. As a matter of fact, we're actually late getting on the air with this. We got about 14 minutes before the start of tonight's game. The JV game got over very quickly. As a matter of fact, before 6:30, that was 47-7 Wilmington tonight. So the Cats continue to roll there. But for this varsity matchup, it's going to be very, very interesting. Coal City went no huddle, basically inverted wishbone for the entire second half against Bishop McNamara. When was the last time you saw a team go no huddle and run the ball? That's very, very odd, but it happened to work last week.
That is amazing. And do we know really what to expect out of these guys?
Yes, running the ball. That's what you're going to expect out of them. They're going to be pretty much what Wilmington is. That's run the football. They're going to pass a little bit here and there, but for the most part tonight, the team that's more successful running the football is going to win this thing. Over and above everything else that happens here tonight. All right, we got to take a break. We have a longer interview with Coach Raints tonight. We're going to get to that right off the top here, and that will give us some time to kind of adjust for a few things as we go on throughout the pregame show. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Week 3, another beautiful night, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Out here, Wilmington will be perfect temperature here at game time. We'll take a break, come back with an interview with Coach Jeff Raints here in just a minute or so. This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
Welcome back here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, joined again by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Raints. And Coach, you've now had 2 games in a row at home. This will be your 3rd one.
Yeah.
And you had 2 different, completely different games.
Yeah.
You had the Marengo game where everything was kind of back and forth and spread out. And then all of a sudden last week, a game that's not as close and everything packed in. And it seemed like we were done in a hurry.
Yeah, compared to the other night. Yeah, no. Hey, it's always a physical contest with Lyle, and we know that. We talked about that last week going into the game. We were very concerned about up front how Lyle was, and I thought our kids did a good job of maintaining the line of scrimmage. Hats off to our coaches getting our kids ready for that. Defensively, as always, Lyle gave us some different looks. They do a good job against our running attack, but our coaches made adjustments. Our kids were coachable, and again, we were able to come away with a nice win. So I'm happy for our kids, happy for our program. It's a little different that this was our first conference game, so now we're 1-0 in conference, and that's what was the most important thing is come out in your conference game and get after Lyle a little bit. But we'll play them again, and I'm sure they'll improve by that time. We were fortunate in this game, though, to get up early and to stay that way.
What's been really interesting, watching Barry over the years call plays on offense, and this year the ability for him to go to some more passing plays early, and not only to open up those games, but then to put that on film
for other teams to see. That's got to be a big boost.
No, it really is. I mean, it just shows you, you can be a little more dangerous. At maybe you can't quite commit everybody, to the run that you usually do. I thought, as always, Barry called a great game the other night, and we're just, your first couple, 2 or 3 games, you use those games, no matter what, to, hey, how does this look? Well, we have an idea. In the off season, we come up with different ideas, and so we start using those. And we like this in practice, but we don't like this in practice. So, okay, we're going to try this in a game. And the formations and some of the stuff we've gone with has worked well. A lot of that's Ryder doing a great job, and James making a great catch, some great catches too. But if you can show a little bit, like you said, that you're a little more versatile than just running the football, boy, does that put more pressure on the defense.
One of the things that really stood out to me specifically on Friday was the linebacker play for you guys. I mean, they were all over the place. Between that and on special teams, Joel and the job that he did there were some people that really stood out Friday.
Yeah, it really was, and real happy for Joel and him getting some pub on special teams. And I think our linebacker play, like you said, got better from Marengo to Lyle. I thought both all good, and Moran had good games. Our defensive line, though, they did the job to make sure they could have those games. And so those defensive linemen are linebackers' best friends, and they did their job. And so we're playing good team defense right now. I like our speed. I think there's a few other things that we can improve on, but we're going to find out against Coal City. Like I said the other night at Catbackers, when you play good teams, you find out more of where you're at than if you play somebody, maybe not quite as good. And this is a rival. This is physical. And we're very happy to be at home, but it is military night too, military appreciation night. So we're hoping to honor our veterans. We're hoping for a great ball game. It should be weather-wise, and so we'll see how all that goes.
Anytime you get Coal City over here, you guys go over there. There's always a big crowd and everything that comes along with that. But so far this year, weather-wise, it has been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, it's going to be that way again for this one.
Yeah, knock on wood. It's there's been a couple times with Coal City, as we all know. 95 degrees. Here come the storms. We gotta play it now on Saturday, or the game gets delayed. And we've been through that, and so with the weather, it's always I hate to say it, I'm kind of waiting for something to happen, but boy, we've been fortunate, I tell you. What I like is at night it's cooling off more. It's warm during the day, even for kids at practice. It's still pretty hot, but it cools down more at night. And we didn't have the cramping last week that we did against Marengo. So hopefully our kids are adjusting to playing a full game.
Coal City kind of changed things up right in the middle of that game last week and went to that more of a full house approach in the backfield. And not only that, the really weird combination of throwing everything together and then going no huddle.
Yeah, and good job by their coaches. I mean, they were searching for something and they found it. They found something they can hang their hat on, and we're going to have to stop it. If that becomes the game, if they choose that with us, now you're back to a game being very fast, and boy, you better make your possessions count. And Coal City defensively is solid as always. So for us, it'll be, are they going to the full house attack, and what do they add to it? I think is going to be our thing. Because yes, we have on film, we have so many plays that they ran against Mac, but they didn't have to run too many plays. Right. They had success, so I'm sure they're going to build off of that. So how do we adjust to what they're doing? And so, but that's that's every game. You always got to adjust. But they'll have something for us. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Before we get to injuries, catch us up a little bit on the state of the program, top to bottom, because I know there's been some different opponents in here than usual.
Yeah. No, we had a really good weekend last weekend. So our Frost South won big, and real happy about our kids that way. So now they're 2-0. Obviously varsity's 2-0. We're real happy about that. Our freshmen kicked off their season on Labor Day, and we had a great crowd. Minooka brought a lot of their fans. We had a great fan base, and we played Minooka's B team, and so we ended up beating them pretty good. But you could tell the Minooka kids, they were happy to be out there playing, and our kids obviously were happy with the win. But we were able to play. Great to kick off the season for our freshmen. They've been through a lot of practicing all summer long, and great to see them have that success. So right now we're doing well, and again, like I said the other night at Catbackers, we're going against another good program, top to bottom, so let's see how we do against them.
And then lastly here, where do you stand injury-wise?
We're good right now, knock on wood. We don't have anything major. We had some kids get some banged up, bumps and bruises, but we've been practicing well and they've been doing well. So, keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll keep playing hard and go from there. But I know Lyle had cramps last week, but I don't think they had anything major. So I was happy Lyle came out of that okay too.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you again in the postgame.
All right, sounds good.
Coach Jeff Reitz joining us here at Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. About 5 minutes out from opening kick tonight between Coal City and Wilmington here on Military Appreciation Night. The Cats will be in those interesting camouflage-looking jerseys tonight to celebrate the occasion. We will take ourselves another break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened last week and also everything that's set to go this week, and we'll set the stage for this game tonight as well. This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk, Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk, Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk, Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk, Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
Back on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, once again brought to you by Breezer Construction Company as we get set for kickoff here tonight. A quick rundown of what happened last week, and then we'll look around the area at games that are going to be taking place tonight as well. Of course, Wilmington a 29-0 win over Lyle last week, and what ended up being a running clock in the fourth quarter because Lyle was running short on some players. Coal City a 30-6 win over Bishop McNamara. It was Reed Custer 66-7 over Arcola. And Rochelle 49-13 over Herscher. Plano beat Mantino last week 45-22. Piatone went over to Edgewood in Indiana and won 26-25. Streeter went down to Ottawa 42-14. And another score kind of just interesting to everybody around. Joliet Catholic 23-22 over IC Catholic last week. Tonight, Reed Custer at 2-0 will be at Lyle, who is 1-1. Herscher at 1-1 will host Streeter, who's also 1-1. Mantino at 0-2 will host 2-0 Piatone. Bishop McNamara at 0-2 will host 2-0 Ridgewood. IC Catholic at 1-1 will host Elmwood Park, who's also 1-1 tonight. Morris at 2-0 will host Maple Park Canelan at 1-1. Joliet Catholic will be at De La Salle. Joliet Catholic at 2-0 and De La Salle at 1-1. And then Providence at 1-1 will play at 1-1 Fenwick tonight. So we'll keep an eye on all of those. Of course, we'll have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred & Associates at halftime. And we'll keep an eye on everything going on throughout the night as well. I'm going to tell you something. There is a massive amount of people at this game tonight. I mean, this is literally playoff size crowd. The Wilmington side is jam-packed. Coal City will be eventually, too.
Well, we got here early, and we had to park on the back side of the field.
We're like on the other side of the county from anything going on here.
We sure did.
So the motorcycles are in the end zone. Boy, is there a truckload of those tonight. The Cats will get set to come down through the woods, and we'll get set to get this game underway. Lost in everything going on here is the fact that there's going to be a really good football game that's going to start in about a couple of minutes.
It's going to be great.
Everything's been revved up, the military appreciation stuff tonight, and there's just a whole lot kind of going on at this
rumble
game.
you hear in the background, that is the motorcycles just lined up out here.
Sure is. I'm standing just outside the press box here to give you a little bit better feel of that. There go the fireworks off in the distance as we'll get set for football tonight here from Wilmington. Here come the Cats down through the woods and all the way through that run-through, come all the way out to the 40-yard line, and we'll get set for football tonight from Becker Field. Boy, what an atmosphere
Wow.
here.
It is fantastic.
And the Cats get to do that every single week. You know, we've said for years, especially if you're a senior, you better really enjoy the limited amount of opportunities that you get to come down through the woods.
Boy,
Cats
it is
with
just amazing.
a different look tonight. They'll be in camouflage jerseys and gold paw prints in the side of their helmets. This is the first time I can remember that there's no purple.
That's true.
Some of the undershirts are purple, but it's almost like you're watching Army tonight. Reminds me very much of that uniform.
It's going to be like an Army-Navy game with running at each other.
Boy, everything's just kind of ratcheted up a few notches tonight. That Marengo game in week 1 was a huge crowd. That was fun. Lyle was kind of, you know, one of those coast through type of nights. But boy, oh boy, did everything come into place tonight.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if you're anywhere in the area and you could get over to be here personally, you should be a part of this. This is amazing.
And if you can't be here for whatever reason, we appreciate you checking out not only the YouTube channel for the school, but also our broadcast on the network as well. And by the way, we'll have every game, all the road games too. They'll be more like a radio-style broadcast as we go through things this year. All the home games will be simulcast, not only just on our network, but also on the district YouTube page. Big thank you to everybody who takes a part in getting that out there for you. Coal City tonight will be in their white jerseys with the green helmets, green pants, gold trim as well. As we get set for football, Braden Young, 6 foot, 200-pound senior, will get set to kick off for the Kohlers.
By the way, camouflage jerseys doesn't lend to easy spotting.
No, they love making our job difficult. By the way, Kyle Farrell and Colin James back deep at the 5-yard line. This is more of a line drive kick. Comes down at the 10-yard line. This is Farrell across the 20, 25, out across the 30, 35, and all the way out to the 38-yard line. And that's where Wilmington will start, 1st and 10. Of course, the Cats led tonight by Ryder Mentz, 6 foot, 172-pound senior. He'll be joined at those wingback spots by Colin James, a 5'7", 160-pound senior. And on the far side will be Kyle Farrell, a 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. Fullback tonight will be Hunter Hayes, 5'10", 200-pound senior. We'll see what Coal City has in mind defensively right off the bat here against Wilmington, as the Cats will come out in their traditional double wing. The Kohlers with 4 down linemen here to start things off. Pitch comes left side, across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. Goes Colin James. He'll pick up 3 yards, but he's 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. By the way, this is the first time that I can remember Wilmington having 3 home games in a row, lest you really look back at the schedule a long ways ago, but since we've been doing these broadcasts, I don't remember 3 home games in a row, and I definitely don't remember it to start a year.
No, I do not either.
So the Cats will face 2nd and 7 from their own 41-yard line, moving right to left, just underway here in the first quarter at Becker Field. Pitch comes left side. This is James again, and he got stacked up. Not a whole lot there, maybe a gain of a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Wilmington right off the top. I will tell you, up front for Coal City, you got to run through some people. Michael Gonzalez, 5'11", 295-pound senior, anchors that defensive line for the Kohlers. I mean, there's some size up there that you got to deal with. Drake Dirth, 5'10", 215-pound senior.
Well, I tell you what, they look big.
Braden Young, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. He's up front as well. So 3rd down and 6 from the Wilmington 42. Again comes left side, and again, not much there. Stacked up, and it was literally just Colin James 3 times. And the Cats go 5 yards, and they will go 3 and out. That's interesting. So Wilmington will be forced to punt it away.
Well, no imagination there, and I kind of think that's by design.
Yeah, I mean, through the years, the first quarter has tended to be very on the vanilla side.
Right.
for Barry in this offense. And like you said, by design, more than anything, to see how defense is going to work. All right, so the punt here off the foot of Reed Juster will be fair caught at the 25-yard line by Kason Headley. And the Kohlers will have the ball 1st and 10 from there. This is the first look for Wilmington at this Kohlers offense. Now, Cole City had a completely different look in the first half than they did for most of the second half against Bishop McNamara. The second half was an inverted wishbone, basically had 2 upbacks and 1 tailback. And that's what they're going to look tonight. So they're going to start right from that look. Braden Riley, 6 foot, 185-pound senior, will hand the ball off left side. There is a huge hole out across the 35 near the 40-yard line. And being pushed out of bounds after a first down is Landon Benson, 5'8", 160-pound, I believe, sophomore for the Kohlers. So a gain of 15 and a Cole City first down. Well, that's not what you're looking for if you're on defense for the Cats. This one goes up the middle, handed to one of the upbacks. That's Drake Dirth on the carry, and he will pick up a couple of yards, bring up second down, maybe close to 3. On second down and a long 7. And Cole City will stay in this hurry-up mode. Again, everything packed in, really packed in here tonight. Handoff goes up the middle again. Farrell got back there and kind of brought all that whole thing to a halt. That was Landon Benson again on the carry, and Benson picks up a gain of a yard, maybe 2, to bring up 3rd down and 6. Boy, Cole City not giving you any time in between plays here. Now pitch comes left side. Benson trying to get the corner, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. Nothing there. Out there for the Cats is 18, I believe, and I don't have an 18 in this program, so we'll have to find out who that is. As Colin James will be back for the Cats.
Boy, so far it's just what we thought it'd be.
Yeah, well, last year, 10-7, right?
Yeah, we lost our quarterback.
Snap is a little low. We have a whistle here. Is it for play clock? Okay, they're going to reset the play clock here. In the meantime, Greenidge comes off and Drew Walsh back in. Maybe that was what the timeout was for, was maybe Greenidge had a equipment issue?
Something looks like his chin strap.
All right, so here's a little bit of an end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 26-yard line by Colin James. And again, Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 back at their own 26-yard line. So Wilmington, the first go-around, went with 3 handoffs in a row to Colin James in the exact spot every single time. We'll see what the Cats elect to do here on this drive. You know, for a while, Farrell was kind of the back that the Cats went to over and over and over, and James with the secondary, but Colin getting a good look tonight. Of course, everybody knows that defenses are going to be keying on him. So Mentz up under center, 1st and 10 here, and a handoff comes underneath and stretched out to close to the 30-yard line. It's Farrell on the carry for the Cats, and Kyle will pick up about 4 yards. It'll bring up second down and 6. And again, for Cole City, when you play teams like Cole City and Lyle and, you know, Reed Custer, these teams that have played you for decades, they know what's coming.
Yeah, they do.
So just little wrinkles here and there is what's going to free everything up. Other than that, these defenses, you know, they've seen this offense for years. So Mentz up under center, second down and 6 from the 30. And James tried to get to the outside. It got broken up by Benson immediately, and then James stacked up back at the 29. He'll actually lose a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 from the Wilmington 29.
Well, what Cole City is saying is you're not beating us with your best player. We're going to make sure he gets nowhere. So far, they've been successful.
Yeah, and I think, again, going back to an earlier conversation, Barry really likes to take the first few sets of downs and run some things to see how defense is going to react, and then that sets up a lot of different stuff in the second quarter and on. So the Cats will face 3rd and 7 here. Fullback up the middle. Across the 30 to the 33 goes Hunter Hayes, and that's going to be short of a 4th down. Picked up about 3 yards, and the Cats will face 4th and a long 3. So far, there has not been a lot of offense in this game.
One 15-yard run is the capstone of it so far.
So Juster will get set to punt it away again, this time from the Wilmington 33-yard line. Kicking right to left here is a line drive kick this time. Carlson trying to play it off the bounce. Does across the 35. He gets met at the 40 and shoved out of bounds. As Zach Willis on the tackle for the Cats. And Coal City will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40. I will tell you, Coal City has plenty of size up front.
Yeah, they do.
Offensive line anchored by Colin Dames, 6'2", 275-pound senior off that left side. It's usually where you want your biggest guy out there at left tackle. Handoff comes right side. This is Benson again, and nothing there. Wilmington shut that down quick. Joe Allgood on the stop for the Cats. Allgood had a monster game last week against Lyle. Called his name a ton. So about 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2. Again, this kind of offset I formation, really. A handoff goes left side, and this will be a good chunk of yards, about 4 on 2nd down, and that'll be Drake Dirth on the carry. This Dirth, again, 215 pounds of running back. I mean, there's just a lot of size across the board. These backs are big as well as the linemen. This again off the left side, and Dirth will get just shy of midfield. The fullback carries it out to the 49, and this is the first big decision for Coal City tonight. It'll be 4th down and a yard from their own 49-yard line. The Kohlers at this point have shut down Wilmington, so to me this is a fairly easy decision to go for it on 4th. So 4th down and a yard from the 49, everything packed in again. Riley with a long count here trying to draw Wilmington off sides, and nobody is budging for the Cats. And now Coal City jumps offside, and that will back the Kohlers up, and just like that, Wilmington's going to get the football back.
Wow.
Now that is
they drew their own team
being
off.
set on defense, not jumping for anything. So the Cats force the Kohlers to punt again.
Yeah, just fantastic defense by Wilmington, staying put.
This could be a really fast game tonight, by the way.
Yeah, we're down to 4:14 now.
So the kick here hangs up, and no one going to be near this, nor should they be. But a beautiful punt, really, goes down inside the 20, and Coal City just doing everything that they need to do right now. The defense is doing their job, the special teams is doing their job, and Wilmington just kind of hanging around here for a little bit. 4:04 to go in the first quarter. No score here.
Coal City's won the battle of position so far.
Again up front for the Cats, Cade Hopwood along with Cody Benson. Of course, Willis at that one tight end spot. Hunter Moran to the outside on the other one. Give you some of the rest of those guys here in a little bit. Up under center is Mentz. Hands it off right side. This churned out across the 25.
Wow, that's a good run.
To near the 27 by Kyle Farrell, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
7 yards will bring up a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, nice 7-yard run by Farrell.
I will tell you, I'll agree with everyone else. I think these are more difficult to see than the gray jerseys. Wait till it gets dark. I think it's hard to see now. I mean, they look great, but
perfect for the night.
It doesn't help the broadcasters all that much. 2nd down and 3 from the Wilmington 28-yard line. Out of the double wing again. This time it's James off the left side. Had a hole, ran over a defender, and got stacked up out at the 34-yard line. That'll be 6 yards and a Wilmington first down. The stop made by Michael Gonzalez, who came back across that defensive line to make the play. But it's a little bit late, and the Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 34. So far, you saw 2 pretty basic sets of downs for the Cats. This drive is not much different, maybe attacking different spots of that defensive line. So 1st and 10 from the 34. Cats working right to left here in the first quarter. Again, out of the double wing in motion is Farrell. He'll get the pitch across the 35. Gets knocked to the ground out near the 39. Give Kyle a gain of 5. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cats. So Wilmington's starting to chew up a little bit of yardage on the ground here. And for the Cats, you have to stay out of things like penalties and turnovers tonight.
Yeah, well, those 2 things are crucial for a running game.
You stay away from penalties and turnovers, things are going to go all right, I think. Also up front for the Cats, Andy Dito. Try to get some of those names in there as we can tonight. In motion, Farrell gets the pitch across the 40, 45. Farrell still going out to midfield. Finally tripped up by Kason Headley, but a gain of 11 yards and a Wilmington first down. Headley had to wrestle him to the ground.
Nice gain off right tackle that time. Good blocking up front.
So down to 1:45 to go opening quarter. This is the first time in a while that we have not taken a break in an entire quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't had.
I mean, there's been nothing's really happened for us to take a break. So 1st and 10 from midfield. Wilmington trying to go into Coal City territory for the first time. Farrell off the right side, chews up yardage, gets about 5 down to the 45-yard line. Finally tripped up by Austin Davey, the 6'1", 195-pound junior. Give him 4 yards officially. 2nd down and 6 for Wilmington from the 46-yard line of Coal City. When I said it was going to be a big crowd tonight, it is a big crowd. You look down the left and right side of this stadium, and it's 3 or 4 deep on the Wilmington side, all the way toward the edge of the end zone. And the Coal City side starting to fill up too, by the way.
Yes. Good crowd from Coal City. Of course, you expected it.
So 2nd down and 6 from the 46-yard line of the Coalers. Pitch left side. Cutting it back is James. Runs over a defender down to the 40. And the Coalers come along with some help, but not before. The Cats get a first down, a gain of 6, and a Wilmington first down. So now you're starting to see James and Farrell get to the 2nd level of that Coal City defense. And when you start having your defensive backfield and your linebackers really making a lot of stops and it starts going away from that defensive line, you know the Cats are getting somewhere. Down to 25 seconds to go in this quarter. Wilmington will get one more playoff, more than likely, unless they pass here, which doesn't seem too likely at this point. Down to 15 seconds. Pitch comes left side. James again down to the 36 before he's finally tripped up. Again, Gonzalez on the stop for the Coalers. That will be a gain of close to 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. And just like that, you blink and the first quarter's over. That's got to be the fastest first quarter we've seen in a long time.
It sure is.
No score at the end of 1. Back with more Cats football in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 9, and Friday and Saturday from 10:30 to 10. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011. That's 815-476-7011. Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self Storage is proud to be locally owned.
So the Cats will face 2nd down and 6 from the Coal City 36-yard line as we get back to action here in the 2nd quarter. This is really the first drive of the night that either offense has gone anywhere.
Wilmington got the ball deep down at 21-yard line. It's done real good turn for them because they've been able to hang on to the ball.
So off of 2nd and 6, pitch comes right side. A big wall of blockers pushing that whole line inside the 35 all the way down to near the 30. Finally making the stop was Gavin Carpenter, who came across the backside of that. But I believe that's Kyle Farrell, who will pick up 5 yards to bring up 3rd and 1. Boy, that's a convoy across the front.
Yeah, that convoy got him there, too.
By the way, also up front for Wilmington, Pete Rampa on that offensive line tonight. As the Cats packed in here. Farrell to the far side as a wing back. James to the near side. And again, Hayes at fullback. This is a quarterback keeper for Ryder Mentz. He'll get down inside the 30, down near the 28. And that will be a gain of a couple of yards. And a Wilmington first down. So the clock will continue to roll. Cats just chewing up yardage. And if you would ask Coach Raintz what your perfect drive would be, if you get in the end zone in this drive, this is it.
Yep.
You take almost an entire quarter, get 4 or 5 yards at a time. This is the kind of offense he loves to watch. Off the left side, James has a little bit of a hole, but he got tugged backwards right at the line of scrimmage. Stretched it out for a gain of a couple, but it looked like inside there was Braden Young, who just kind of grabbed a hold of his arm and started yanking backwards. James will pick up 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Down to 10:20 to go here in the opening half. This could be one of the quickest football games you've ever witnessed.
This really could be.
So 2nd down and 8. Underneath it comes. Farrell broke an initial tackle and drug a couple of people with him down to the 24-yard line before he's tripped up again by Gonzalez. Man, if we called his name a ton, it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 after a gain of 3 for Farrell. Down to 9:38 to go in the half.
I'll tell you what, though, the yardage has been hard to come by down this deep end. They've had to fight for every inch now.
So 3rd and 5, again packed in here. Mentz up under center. A little bit of stop motion here for the Cats. Now pitch comes right side. A little bit of a hole, and getting through inside the 20, down near the 19, goes Kyle Farrell, and he's close to a first down, but I don't think he quite got there. He's going to be about a yard short. Bring up 4th down and a yard, and if you're Wilmington, I would say 100% go for this one.
We're going to give him 3 yards on that?
Yeah, close to 4, but...
Oh, I appreciate the light.
So 4th down and a yard. Again, big for Coal City's defense here. If they can get a stop, we'll see what Wilmington elects to do. They went quarterback sneak last time. This time, it's a fumble, and that's going to get blown up, and Coal City's going to end up with the football. And it was there. It looked like the pitch was just errant going to Colin James. Either that or he didn't catch it, one or the other. And just like that, they lose a yard, and Coal City forces that turnover on downs. So 1st down and 10 from the 21. Pass over the middle is incomplete. There was nobody open anywhere, by the way. That was Braden Riley just firing a pass into the middle of a whole bunch of people. It's actually really, really fortunate that that wasn't picked off. He had 2 receivers up the middle of the field, and they were blanketed in coverage. I mean, for that matter, the receivers didn't even turn around. So I'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Coal City 21. That was the first pass attempt of the night, though. So Riley out of the shotgun here, actually more like pistol formation with one back to his right. And we have a flag, and it's going to be, I believe, a false start or legal procedure, however you want to call that, on Coal City. As the Kohlers tried to throw some wrinkles in, and the problem is they've wrinkled themselves almost into a turnover, and now a penalty. I do agree, though, that for them to really do what they need to do tonight, they're going to have to do some different things.
I was wondering, it's like a game of chicken. Who's going to blink first and pass the ball? Because neither team wants to.
All right, so split out to the far side is Wyatt Wickeser. Shotgun formation here for the Kohlers. Wickeser comes in motion with one back to the left of Riley. And the handoff goes right side, and this gets blown up immediately. Benson with the carry for Coal City, but he actually loses a couple of yards. Wilmington all over that defensively. And that will bring up 3rd down and 16, so a loss of another yard for Coal City. And the offense going backwards on this drive. Well, look at this formation. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Riley out of the shotgun. This calls for a draw play right up the middle, maybe by your own quarterback. They're going to fire a pass down the middle of the field. That's incomplete, and that was really nowhere near being completed to Gavin Carpenter, about 10 feet over his head. And the issue for Wilmington for that is he was open.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
But that pass nowhere near being completed, and now Coal City will be forced to punt it away. I do, however, like the thought process behind what the Kohlers are trying to do. Mix it up a little bit, make things more difficult on this Wilmington defense. Might not be successful all the time, but make them think a little bit. Here's a line drive, comes down to the 48. James drops another one, this time inside the 50 after he picks it up down to the 46. And Wilmington will have the ball 1st and 10 from there with 7:37 to go in the opening half.
45-yard line, Wilmington taking over. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Well, the Cats last drive had no problem moving the football. They had it 4th and 1 and then fumbled it away on what looked like was the exchange. This might be a carbon copy of last year.
Yeah.
First team to score, something like that.
Yeah, we got the same thing going on.
So 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 45 of Coal City. Again, back to the double wing here. Mentz up under center. Pitch comes back to James. He got hit right at the line, maybe a yard, and that's it. Coal City ready for that. Everything stacked up on the inside. Nolan Ness in there.
9 for the Cats.
7:20 to go in this first half. Hey, you know what you forgot to tell me to do?
Oh, first down?
Yeah, I got so wrapped up in everything that I completely forgot the Wildcats self-storage first downs. I got to go back to that. I'm having to retrain my brain because I haven't done that for 20 years, and
Yeah, it's,
I need to write myself a note, stick it on the window or something.
first down.
There haven't been a lot of them though. Mentz drops back to pass, looks right side. He's going to keep it. Now he's going to fire it at the last second. Caught and then dropped. That is incomplete as it was knocked out of the hands of the intended receiver for Wilmington. That's Brendan Moran. And it will bring up 3rd and long. That actually was just knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, that was a perfect, good execution and good defense. He hit him just as he was getting the ball. Otherwise, it'd been a first down. The receiver was just past the first down yardage.
Well, now Coal City looking to get off the field defensively, and the Cats in a spot where they don't want to be tonight. And that's 3rd and very long. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Cats went some sort of underneath counter or maybe a screen pass, something that's going to be relatively safe here. 3rd down and 9 from the Coal City 44-yard line. Mentz up under center and goes on the counter to James. So there it was, but nothing there. Gets down to about the 42, and Wilmington will be forced to punt it away on 4th down and 7.
Well, so far, not much to crow about by either team.
No, Wilmington really, well, both teams have kind of shot themselves in the foot. Wilmington got down near the red zone and fumbled the ball away. Well, it would have been stopped on downs anyway if they didn't get the first down. Then Coal City backs themselves up with the penalty. But it's just been good defense tonight. Boy, this thing bounces back, and pretty fortunate for Juster that there's nobody coming. This thing kicked down to the 10, across the 15, out near the 20, and to the 21 or so goes that return for Coal City. That's Carlson on the return for the Kohlers. And the Kohlers will take over 1st and 10. 5:49 to go in the opening half. There is no score between Wilmington and Coal City. And it's what has been a defensive stalemate. I don't know if you put all the yardage together if we've reached 100 yards.
I don't know.
Be a stretch. The Cats did have that one 50-yard drive or so, but 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Coal City will stay shotgun here. Riley out of the gun. In motion goes Chalico. And now Riley fires right side. That's caught and dropped after a gain of 2 yards is Christopher Chalico. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for Coal City.
Is Christopher on our list?
It probably isn't because I put a lot of running backs down there. It's number 5, so just put 5 down there and we'll fill it in a little bit. So 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near, and Coal City's going to have a false start again. Going to this spread shotgun formation has been a problem for the Kohlers. They just have not been able to cleanly get plays off. So it goes from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 13, almost 14. All right, so 2 receivers to the far side, 2 back to the near. Coal City spreading everything out here with Riley out of the shotgun. There is 1 up back as well, and now the slot receiver in motion to the backfield. That's Daler, and he will get the handoff and gets a decent chunk of yards here, but it's going to set up 3rd and long after a gain of 5, close to 6. That's Chase Dealer, number 15. I don't think he's probably on that list either. Trips receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. 3rd down and 9 for the Kohlers. Last time we saw something like this, Coal City tried to go right up the middle with the pass. Riley drops back. He's going to be sacked all the way back inside the 10. Back near the 8-yard line as the Cats get through in a hurry. That's Zach Willis on the sack for Wilmington. And wow, what a loss on that play. A loss of about 12, close to 13 yards. And Coal City's going to be forced to punt it away with 4:20 to go here in the half. The clock continues to roll. The thing for Wilmington is they have got to take advantage of some of this field position. They need a score of some sort before the end of the half.
Yes, they do.
So Coal City going to punt it right to left here out of their own end zone. That thing is kind of a sideways wobbly kick, and it doesn't go very far. Out to the 31-yard line. That's where it's touched down. And Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 from the Coal City 31-yard line. Be sure to join us for the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll have a look at your first half stats. That's going to be a really short look. And we'll have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates. However, I will tell you, nothing's happened. It's only 7:30, so there's I don't think there are any scores to give you. We'll do our best. And here is a timeout to Wilmington. So timeout to the Wildcats. 3:55 to go in the half. No score between Wilmington and Coal City. Back with more Cats football here in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's Q-U-I-G tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
Cats will have it 1st and 10 from the Coal City 31-yard line. Out of the timeouts, 3:55 to go in this first half of play. We'll see what Wilmington can do with a short field here. Again, everything packed in out of that double wing. Mentz up under center. This goes to James. Gets inside the 30 and kind of gets behind a couple of linemen and pushes everything ahead down near the 27, maybe the 26 before he's tripped up. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cats from the 27-yard line of Coal City.
I think Farrell has 47 yards so far. You were wondering about total yards, and James is not far behind.
All right, so the Cats will be, about 100 yards offense for the half. Coal City's not going to be at 100 yards. I'll tell you that much. 2nd down and 5 from the 27-yard line. This pitch comes right side. Farrell kind of ran into a whole bunch of people, but then spun ahead and got all the way down to the 21. He's basically going to have a first down. That looked like that should have been blown up behind the line of scrimmage. And that will be a gain of 6 and a Wilmington first down. I thought for sure he was going to be stopped for no gain.
So he's got 53 yards, and I think James has 26.
Well, the Cats chewing up clock, and they're staying in Coal City's end of the field. 2:50 and counting here in the first half. Still no score between Coal City and Wilmington. This is exactly where Wilmington got the last time, and on a 4th and 1, fumbled the football. Back to the double wing here. Off the left side, James breaks a tackle and then drags somebody down near the 18-yard line. That is Spraden Riley on the stop. James will pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. The big thing for the Cats tonight is yards after contact. I mean, there's been, I would say, 75% of the yards that Wilmington has gotten has been after contact.
Yeah, they've had to take them with them.
So 2nd down and a long 7 here for Wilmington down to the 18-yard line of the Kohlers. Trying to get something on the scoreboard before the end of this half. Mentz up under center. Pitch comes right side. Farrell again just runs everything up in the middle of everybody and gets lost. I have no idea where he ended up, but it looks like they're going to mark it down at the 15. So a gain of a couple of more, and they'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for Wilmington.
Boy, they need a first down. And
I'm going to tell you what, no matter what here, though, you got to try to get just or 3 if you can't get
they're using a lot of time.
A first down. Down to 1:20 to go. Everybody still has timeouts. The Cats have 2 more left. Coal City's got all 3. 3rd down and 5 from the 15. Again, that little stop motion. Now pitch comes right side. Farrell, he might have another first down. Stretches it ahead, down to the 10. Gets down near the 9, and what a push by Wilmington up front. That line just created a nice hole, and a gain of 6 yards for Farrell and a first down. Down to 1:05 to go in the half. This is where, again, perfect use of the clock from Wilmington. Under a minute to go in the half. Still have 2 timeouts left, so they can take their time here. Off the left side, this is James. Got tripped up after a gain of a couple. A very late flag. Usually that's in the neighborhood of getting a face mask or something. But we'll see exactly what that is. It was very late, right at the end of the tackle. I mean, my initial guess would be on Coal City. It is. It is a face mask on the Kohlers. And they will tack it on half the distance here, unless it's a 5-yarder. Didn't see exactly what they had. They're going to tack the yardage on here. 44 seconds to go in the half. The Kohlers guilty of a face mask. Wilmington's going to face 2nd and goal. The ball's going to be down around the 4-yard line, and if you're the Cats, you definitely.
By the way, who carried that? Who carried the last ball? They lost that with
James, do you believe? So 2nd down and 4. Again, Wilmington using a lot of clock here, but that's a good thing. Everything packed in. Pitch comes right side. Farrell down inside the 3 to the 2. Straightens it out to the 1 and isn't in. Down to 35 seconds to go in the half. If you're Wilmington, there's really no need to be in a huge hurry unless you're just trying to get the ball in the end zone real quick.
Was that James again?
And Ment's going to keep it. He's not going to get in the end zone. He got down inside the 1, and Wilmington's going to use a timeout with 20 seconds to go in the half. Is it 3rd down? It's 3rd down, right?
And a penalty.
Okay, so it would be 3rd down and about a yard for the Cats to get in the end zone. We do have a timeout. Let's take a quick one because we haven't had a chance to do a lot of that tonight. Back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
Well, the Cats will face 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line here as Wilmington trying their best to get into the end zone before the end of this first half. 20 seconds to go in the half. By the way, just wanted to tag on a couple things here. Wilmington Pizzeria, I know our ad says they're open to 10. They've adjusted their hours. They are open to 9. So if you'd like to get a pizza from them tonight, they are open till 9 o'clock. And the Cats will have it 3rd down and goal from the 1. Mentz kept it again. I don't think he got in. It certainly did not look like he did. If he did, he barely got in. And there is another timeout for Wilmington. And did they say touchdown? They do say touchdown. Boy, if he got in, that's barely getting in, but Wilmington will take it, that's for sure.
They sure will.
I mean, no matter what, it would have been 4th and goal from about the 1-inch line. I mean, of course, we're like, I don't know, 75 yards away, so it's hard for us to tell 100%. But that was close.
Boy, I tell you what.
And
they
the
had to fight
Cats,
for every inch of that.
The Cats are going to use a timeout here with 14 seconds to go in the half. Kohlers really did a pretty nice job of a goal line stand. I mean, the Cats just went to 2 straight quarterback sneaks, and the first one didn't work. The second one didn't work a whole lot better either, but Mentz got just enough yardage to get into the end zone. And I have a funny feeling if it would have been 4th and goal from the 1-inch line, the Cats would have went for it again.
Oh, by all means. I think they would have.
Well, the Cats now have a 6-0 lead. Of course, extra points have been interesting. Is that how we
adventurous
term that this year? So Juster is going to get set to attempt this out of the hold of Mentz. This is a very important extra point for the Cats. Snap is low. Mentz picks it up, though, and Juster bangs it through. So Wilmington does get the extra point, and the Cats lead it 7-0 with 14 seconds to go in the half. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
So the Cats lead it 7-0 with 14 seconds to go here in the half, as Juster will get set to kick it off. And the approach here as they kick it left to right will come down at the 15-yard line, taken there by Gavin Carpenter, and he'll be run out of bounds out near the 30. And Coal City will take over there 1st and 10 with 9 seconds to go in the half. If I'm the Kohlers, I really don't want to take any extra chances here, because that can lead you to a little bit of problems. Last couple of times the Kohlers have tried to pass the football, one was close to being intercepted, and another play resulted in a loss of 13 on a sack. So the Kohlers going to go to packed-in I formation here, and just a knee taken on the play by Braden Riley, and that will get us to the half. Wilmington leads it 7-0. Yep, 7-0 at the half. Welcome into our halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll have a full check of your first half stats. We'll also get you set for the second half and have a full look at the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. We'll do all of that stuff here in just a couple of minutes. Again, Wilmington 7, Coal City nothing at the half. Back with more in the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington, or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred, and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk, Allred, and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk, Allred, and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
Hey, Billy, where do you think you're going with that beer?
What's the big deal? He isn't home.
Nice, Bob. Real nice.
Look, they're practically grown. They're juniors and seniors now, and they're here for the day. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that may be true for yours, but you can't let the others drink.
In Illinois, the social host law holds adults accountable for underage drinking.
If a minor who was drinking at your house injures or kills someone, you are guilty of a Class 4 felony. You get fined. You go to jail.
So, being the host, aka the adult, letting high schoolers drink is illegal.
Be their guide. Don't provide. If you or someone you know abuses alcohol or drugs, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
Once again, big thank you to Distant Hayes for allowing us to use all of their music for our intro themes throughout the night. Welcome back here on our halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. The Cats lead it 7-0 over Coal City in what was a very, very fast first half.
That should be a record, I think.
It's got to be close to it. The only reason that didn't go any quicker was all the timeouts right before the end of the half.
That's exactly right.
Other than that, it just went and went and went. All right, so your first half stats, let's start with Coal City. There's not a whole lot here. Braden Riley had one carry for negative 12 yards. It was actually just the sack, but it still counts as rush yardage anyway. Drake Dirth, 2 carries for 6 yards. Landon Benson, 5 carries for 15 yards. And Christopher Chalico had 1 carry for 5 yards as well. The Kohlers end up with 9 rushes for 14 yards. Through the air, Braden Riley was 1 of 3 for 1 yard, as Chase also caught that pass as well. Christopher, also caught that pass as well for that 1 yard. 15 yards of total offense for Coal City in that first half.
The Coal City team is a very good team.
The Kohlers just could not get anything going offensively and finished with 15 first half yards. For the Cats, on the ground, Ryder Mentz, 4 carries for 3 yards, including a 1-yard touchdown run. Kyle Farrell, 12 rushes for 63 yards in the first half. Colin James also had 13 carries for, what's that number? I'm trying to decipher that.
36.
For 36 yards in the first half. Hunter Hayes, 1 carry for 3 yards as well. The Wildcats, 30 rushing attempts for 105 yards. Ryder Mentz was 0 for 1 through the air. So Wilmington ends up with 105 yards of rushing. They also had 1 fumble that resulted in a turnover as well. So the Cats didn't have a ton of yardage themselves. They only ended up with 105 yards, but when Coal City only gets 15.
It's a pretty stingy night. Both teams are not giving up much.
Not much at all. Wilmington leads it 7-0 at the half.
Do you feel comfortable with that lead?
Do I feel comfortable with a 7-0 lead?
No way, shape, nor form.
No.
Oh, boy.
No. I do think if the Cats can stretch things out to a 2-score lead, I start feeling more comfortable. The Coal City offense, to this point, does not strike me as a quick strike kind of offense, not against Wilmington's defense.
Remember last week they changed at halftime?
They did. They changed things a lot.
Out. We want to be ready for that.
They changed things in the first half tonight.
Yeah, I tell you.
The Cats lead it 7-0 over Coal City here at the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. All right, we'll take ourselves another timeout. When we come back, we will get to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. We'll do that here in just a moment. This is the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate. Back after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 9, and Friday and Saturday from 10:30 to 10. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011. That's 815-476-7011. Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
Heroin. I am Matt Baskerville. As a funeral director in Will County, I can tell you firsthand that I have seen results of heroin overdose.
Plainfield Shorewood, 4 dead. Lockport, 5 dead. I am Reagan Freitag. As Wilmington's local prosecutor and Will County board member, I can tell you I have seen the trouble and hardships of addictions.
Frankfort, Mokina, New Lenox, 6 dead. Bolingbrook, Romeoville, 6 dead. In Wilmington and Braidwood, heroin equals death or arrest.
Wilmington, Braidwood, 8 dead. Thanks to efforts of our local police departments, that number has dropped from 8 deaths in 2015 to 2 deaths so far in 2016.
If your family, your friend, or you are suffering from heroin addiction, there is help. Please call 815-476-1660 for more information.
Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
Seven 0 is a lead for Wilmington here at the half over Coal City. Got about 7 minutes or so away from the start of our second half. We'll have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. I do realize that we are very early tonight, so we'll see exactly what we've got. Let's start in the Illinois Central 8 Conference. Reed Custer having no problems with Lyle tonight. They lead it 32-0 in the second quarter. Piatone and Mantino are tied up at 7. That's a little bit of a surprise. Mantino had some struggles this year, but they're tied up at 7 in the second quarter. Streeter and Herscher were delayed tonight. They're just getting underway there. Other scores in 2A. Decatur St. Teresa 14-0 over Central A&M. That game in the second quarter. Maroa Forsyth leads Porta Ashland Chandlerville Central. Boy, that's a mouthful. 28-0 Maroa Forsyth with the lead. Vandalia a 7-6 lead over North Mac. By the way, both of those teams ranked in 2A. 7-6 Vandalia leads in the second quarter. Pana leads Gillespie 28-0, that game in the second quarter. All right, other games from around the suburbs. Bartlett leads East Aurora 14-7. It's Ridgewood 14, Bishop McNamara 6. So Bishop McNamara having issues again tonight. That game in the second quarter. Byron leads Rockford Lutheran 14-0. That game in the first quarter. Geneva 7-3 over Glenbard North. That game in the first quarter tonight. Minooka, on a final yesterday, defeated Romeoville. The Indians had a little bit of issues at the beginning of the year, but Minooka 41-0 over Romeoville yesterday. Other finals from yesterday, Yorkville defeated Plainfield South 34-21. Oswego East defeated Plainfield East 34-20. And Plainfield Central beat West Aurora 28-16. Going on tonight, Marengo and Richmond Burton tied at 7 in the first quarter. Richmond Burton, of course, ranked in 4A. All right, Neuqua Valley leads St. Mary's out of St. Louis, Missouri, 7-6. That game in the second quarter. Naperville Central 9-0 over Riverside University High School out of Milwaukee. That game in the first quarter. Maine South 7-0 over Barrington in the first. Hinsdale Central leads Lions 7-3 at the half. Lamont a 14-0 lead over Oak Forest. Also, finals, couple of finals from yesterday. Plainfield North. Plainfield, the whole school district must have just decided to play on Thursday. They won 48-0 over Joliet West. Joliet Central lost to Oswego 42-0, and that was also yesterday. IC Catholic leads Elmwood Park 16-0. That game in the first quarter tonight. All right, other suburban games. St. Charles North leads Wheaton Warrenville South 14-0 in the second. It's St. Francis 7-0 over St. Edward Central Catholic. That game in the first quarter. St. Lawrence and St. Ignatius tied at 7 in the first quarter. Loyola and St. Rita just about ready to get underway tonight. They have a 7:30 start. Thornton Fractional South leads Thornton Fractional North 6-0 in the first. Kankakee absolutely destroying Thornridge 52-0. Is that really in the first quarter? 52-0 in the first quarter. Rich Township leads Thornwood 20-7 in the second. O'Fallon 40-0 over Wabanzi Valley. That game at the half. And Batavia leads Wheaton North 14-13. That game in the second quarter. All right. Well, I think that's a full check, at least what we have, of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred Associates. Not as many games as we would normally have in a night, but it's still a lot of games to get through in one
that's
broadcast.
That's a bunch of games. A lot going on.
So we'll keep an eye on all of those scores as we go throughout the night, and we'll have another full check of the scoreboard in our post-game show here tonight. At the half, the Cats lead at 7-0 over Coal City. Got about 3 or 4 minutes away before the start of half number 2. Morris is leading 14-7. All right, Morris up 14-7 on Canelan. That in the first half as well. On Mantino. So 14-7. Piatone leads Mantino now 14-7. We'll keep an eye on all of that. All right, we'll take ourselves a timeout. When was the last time you heard 52-0 in the first quarter?
I don't know if I ever have. That's crazy.
I don't know how you score 52 points in a quarter, but
how do you do that?
Apparently Kankakee figured out a way. I'd like to look at that later.
The other team must not have had a first down.
I don't know. A lot of turnovers, I guess. All right, back with the start of the second half in just a moment. This has been the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Wilmington leads at 7-0. Back with the start of the second half in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
So the Cats lead it 7-0 as we get set for the start of half number 2 here tonight from Becker Field at Rink Stadium. So far, Wilmington's defense has done the job, and Wilmington's offense has gotten just enough points to give the Wildcats a lead.
I'd say on the size of the line, Coal City is much bigger. But on the play of the line, so far, the Cats have held their own. Well, Wilmington's out there ready to teeing up, ready to kick off, and Coal City will get the ball first in this half, as they must have won the toss.
I believe they have, because the Cats never, ever kick off in the second half.
No, not if they got a choice. They don't.
Not if they have the option, they don't.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I didn't even see the coin toss. We were so busy getting everything set up tonight. The sophomore game got over so early.
Yeah, it came speeding up on us. I like the way the Wilmington band, by the way, give them a shout out to them. They have really done a lot of yeoman work here. I mean, they've done a really good job all year long.
All right, so Jester has it teed up. The Cats will be kicking off left to right.
Well, we've got another whole half now.
So Carlson back deep for Coal City, along with Benson back along the 5-yard line. This is a shorter kick taken up at the 10 by Benson. Across the 20, out across the 25, and out near the 30-yard line, and that's where Coal City will start first and 10. We'll see what the Kohlers have up their sleeve. So start the second half. Of course, we know last week they changed things up dramatically against Bishop McNamara in a game that was very, very close at the half. And then all of a sudden, Coal City went on a scoring binge. The Kohlers will have it first and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Let's see if they go back to that rushing offense. Looks like they will. Kind of that power I formation look. Handoff goes up in the middle, and this churns ahead for a gain of about 3 yards. And for Coal City, that's really all you need. Carry, I believe that was Dearth again. Pick up 3 yards, second down and 7. Now pistol formation will be handed off the right side. Big hole across the 40, out near the 42. On the carry has landed Benson. He will pick up about 8 yards and a Kohler first down. Out to the 41-yard line. The Cats trying to make some defensive changes, but they aren't even set yet as Mentz has to run out there at the last second. Wilmington stacks that up right at the line of scrimmage, and the Kohlers don't go anywhere on that quick handoff to the inside. That's Dearth again. And Drake, the 5'10", 215-pound senior, gets no yards. It'll bring up second and 10 for the Kohlers from their own 41. One receiver to the far side. Again, it looks like shotgun I formation, essentially, if that's a thing. Handoff goes left side. And this stacked up and thrown backwards after a gain of 2. That's Benson on the carry. Everybody from Wilmington back there. Leading everybody back there was Zach Willis. Bring up third down and 8 for Coal City. Again, one receiver to the far side. Basically I formation with Riley out of the pistol here. Receiver on the far side in motion, comes back near side. And this handoff goes to Benson. He's going to churn ahead. Gets a decent gain. Going to stretch it out for 5, close to 6 yards before Wilmington wraps him up. This is going to bring up another interesting decision for Coal City. Be 4th down and 2 from their own 49. Looks like the Kohlers at least going to line up like they're going to go for here. 4th and 2. Quick snap. Handoff to Benson, and he's going to have the first down. He's going to pick up about 3 yards down to the Wilmington 48. And a Coal City first down. Well, the Kohlers have found something here at the start of the second half. This is the most yardage they've had all night combined. And more than that in just this one drive. Again, I formation with pistol to the left here. And again, handoff goes left side. Benson gets wrapped up immediately. Good pursuit by the Cats. Wilmington all over that. All good in there. Along with Hayes. And I'll bring up 2nd down and 9. One receiver to the far side. Again, out of the pistol here for Riley. Handoff goes up the middle. Pretty good size hole. It closed relatively quickly. But Benson with another good gain. They're on 2nd down before he's wrapped up. Bring up 3rd down and 6. Joe Allgood makes the tackle for Wilmington. Cats need to figure out something defensively here. 8:40 to go in the 3rd. Coal City on their best drive of the night. One receiver to the far side. Out of the pistol again is Braden Riley. The receiver on the far side comes back to the near, out of the motion. Riley going to keep it himself. He has all kinds of room. And gets around the end, inside the Wilmington 30, down near the 26-yard line. A gain of 18, close to 19 yards on that run. And Coal City will have it 1st and 10 at the Wilmington 25-yard line.
Wilmington had nobody over in that end, closing it off, and boy, it's wide open.
8:23 to go in the 3rd. Coal City moving down the field in a hurry on this drive. Handoff goes to Benson. Big hole. Benson breaks a tackle, gets up the sideline, and carries everything down to near the 10. There's a flag, and again, more than likely a face mask that'll be tacked on. That'll be a gain of 16 on that run for Landon Benson, and it is a penalty against Wilmington, and all of a sudden, Coal City has literally just gone straight down the field. This has been one time a quick strike offense for Coal City. This is their version of a quick strike offense. 1st and goal from the 5. Handoff, big hole for Benson up the middle. He's carrying tacklers with him near the goal line. He doesn't get in, though. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 1. It's Coal City knocking on the door. Boy, if they found something to exploit in the second half. Up under center is Riley. Gonna hand it off up the middle, and that is a touchdown. I was trying to see who ended up with the football. Might have been Dearth. Yeah, it is Dearth, I believe, on a 1-yard touchdown running. Wow. Coal City made adjustments last week against Bishop McNamara, and man, did they make some tonight.
They just ran right straight through Wilmington.
So the Cats lead at 7-6, pending the extra point here from Braden Young. Well, we knew looking at the schedule early on, Marengo was going to be interesting, Coal City was going to be interesting, and Reed Custer was going to be really, really interesting. The kick here, it looks like it's good inside that right upright, and is. So the Kohlers tie it up at 7 with 7:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment here on the Christian Net Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
So off the kickoff here, looks like Coal City is going to be offside. Everything up, and the Kohlers will have to do it again. I'll say this much. Coal City got the football to start the second half, and they did not waste their opportunity.
Boy, I guess they did.
They went straight down the field and scored.
Well, if you thought the game was over at the end of the first half, you found out it wasn't.
I mean, it took 4.5 minutes or so, but for Coal City, that's a quick strike offense.
That is quick strike.
So the kick here from Young, we'll see what they elect to do. Wow, that's a line drive kick. Let that thing go. It's going to carry out of bounds inside the 10, down near the 8. And Wilmington's going to get pretty good field position out of this. Good move by James, I think, there on the far side to let that roll out of bounds. And the Cats really at this point need to answer what the Kohlers have started with here at this half. Well, let's see. Wilmington might not take this ball out there. They might make Coal City kick it again. I mean, they're already back to the 35. I think they're just going to go ahead and, well, they're still talking about this, whether or not this is a possibility, I think. I mean, Coal City just kicked off from the 35. If they were to back up again, it'd be the 30. Let's see what they elect to do here. It's first down Wilmington, so the Cats are just going to get the ball and get this drive underway. They take over 1st and 10 from their own 40. And again, we were just talking, this is very important for the Cats to answer Coal City and do so here on this drive.
Yeah, they've got to hit them right in the mouth right now.
Off the left side, this is James, and there's just nowhere for him to go. Everything's stacked up. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Cats. By the way, Mantino is hanging around with Piatone.
Oh,
it's now 14-13. Mantino missed the extra point, but the Panthers, of course, that's a rivalry game over there too. But you would expect Piatone to not have a whole lot of issues there, but they're having to work for it tonight. Morris in a battle with Canelan too. That game's tied at 14.
Oh boy.
So the Redskins having their own share of problems tonight. So 2nd down and 8 out of the double wing here for the Cats. One receiver to the near side. Ment's going to fire it downfield. That ball is knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Reed Juster. Back there in coverage was Derek Carlson.
That was a good job of playing defense by Reed.
Really, honestly, there's nothing to throw that ball to.
No.
I mean,
that could have been intercepted.
Ryder could have very easily had that pass picked off. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. And Wilmington, you know, it's weird to say at a 7-7 game that Wilmington finds themselves in the danger zone. But right now they do. Coal City went straight down the field and scored. If Wilmington can't even get a 1st down on the first drive of the second half, you want to talk about a momentum swing. So 3rd down and 8. Again, everything packed in out of the double wing here. Pitch goes to James. And he's going to string it out, but that's nowhere near a 1st down. And it'll bring up 4th down and 5 after a gain of 3. And the Cats are going to be forced to punt it away.
Well, Reed Custer Coal City did exactly what they needed to do. They stopped the Wildcats right in their tracks.
I mean, right now, that's like a locomotive going downhill. I mean, there's just Coal City went straight to the end zone, had no problem stopping Wilmington 3 and out on this drive, and now they're going to get the ball right back. And the Wildcat defense has to answer some things here. Juster bangs this one down inside the 25. This is going to roll all the way back to the 7, and finally picked up there by Derek Carlson. It did hit an up back for the Kohlers, and they'll take over back at their 7.
The winning number is 8.
Now we're going to have a whole nother conversation here.
Once again,
the question being, if it hits an up back,
8, 7, 8, 5,
I'm so rusty on some of these IHSA things with special teams because it's changed so much at every level.
Yeah, you have to keep up with it.
6:01 to go in the third quarter. And is that offsetting penalties? And they're going to have to replay the down?
Oh, come on.
What's happening here?
So offsetting penalties, it looked like he called holding on both teams. It doesn't seem like that would be all that likely, but I don't know. They're going to force Wilmington to re-punt this after the Cats had just massively flipped field position. You want to talk about a huge break for Coal City.
Wow,
That's a
is.
huge break for the Coalers. Keep a little eye on some things if I'm Coal City, too. Every now and then, Wilmington, when they're forced to redo some stuff, comes up with some different approaches. 4th down and 5. Good snap. Juster going to just kick this away again. Going back deep, taken at the 20. This is going to be a huge change in the field position. It goes from being back at the 8-yard line all the way out to the 35, almost the 36 after the return. Carlson on the return for Coal City, and the Coalers just caught a huge break.
Takes it back to their own 36-yard line. It'll be a first down and 10.
So Coal City will have it 1st and 10 from their own 36, going right to left here. And again, the Cats defensively need an answer for what Coal City is doing on offense. So far, this second half, the Coalers have just churned up yardage. Handoff goes right side. And this tripped up after a gain of close to 3 for Landon Benson. Bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Coalers.
2nd and 6 for the Coalers.
So again, one receiver to the far side. Goes in motion again. Riley takes the snap. Hands it off to Benson, trying to get the corner, and he doesn't. Chased down on the far side. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Boy, good pursuit out there. Reed Juster ends up tracking him down.
Excellent pursuit.
We'll bring up 3rd and 7. Again, the Cats really need to get off the field right here. One receiver to the far side. Riley out of the pistol formation again. The Coalers trying to keep this drive going. Riley going to roll right side, fires downfield. That is caught inside the Wilmington 40, 35, all the way down to the 30 before that's finally shoved out of bounds. That pass caught by Braden Young. That'll be number 22. I don't think he's on that particular list. That is a gain of 31 on the pass play, and Coal City has it 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 30. And the Coalers have just carbon copy of last week. They're just carving up yardage in the second half. Handoff goes to Dearth, who will pick up a couple of yards. Bring up 2nd down and 8. And again, this game is going to go by real quick, and there aren't a lot of possessions to be had. Riley out of that pistol again, almost snapped it over his head. Handoff goes left side. Benson gets stacked up. Not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard or two again. Willis in on the stop for the Cats. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 after a gain of a yard. Now, Coal City really has 4 downs to work with here. .350 and counting here in the third quarter. One receiver split out to the Riley out of the shotgun. Gonna hand it off. Benson trying to get the corner, and he's not gonna get there. The Cats there to stack everything up. No gain. Good pursuit by Wilmington defensively on the far side. And that will bring up 4th down and 5. The Coalers are in that weird in-between territory. They have a decent kicker, but not one that's quite this good, I don't think. So the Coalers probably are going to burn a timeout here. Well, maybe not. They were late getting everything on, but they're going to put 4 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Riley out of the shotgun alone. Swings it over on the near side. Caught. 1 move down to the 26. This stacked up, and Coal City's not going to get it. Gavin Carpenter goes nowhere. Wilmington not fooled at all. If anything, that play loses a yard, and the wide receiver screen goes nowhere. And Wilmington will take over 1st and 10. Boy, that is a big stop for Wilmington defensively after giving up the 31-yard pass play on 3rd down.
Wow.
They tried that whole diamond motion and running a little wide receiver screen, and the Cats fought through that.
I thought they were going to get it there for a while.
All right, so the Cats have it 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Handoff comes right side, big hole, out across the 35 near the 37-yard line goes Kyle Farrell. He will pick up 10 yards, and that is enough for and I finally remembered it, Wildcat Self-Storage 1st down.
There we go.
My apologies to Wildcat Self-Storage, although I will tell you there were a ton of 1st downs tonight.
There weren't. No, you do have a little room there.
By the way, Wildcat Self-Storage back over there, not too far from Wilmington Pharmacy, tucked back in behind that little strip mall there. Actually, I think it's right across the street from Wilmington Pharmacy. So 1st and 10 from the 37. Handoff to James. Bounces it, but doesn't go anywhere. Matter of fact, he's going to lose some yards. He loses a yard, maybe 2. Coal City ready for that. And that will bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Cats, down to 2:08 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Boy, you can't waste downs here. You got to make some productivity here.
That's very true.
We're eating up the clock.
And the problem now is Wilmington's eating up the clock, but they're not going anywhere.
That's the problem.
So 2nd down and 12 from the 35. Wilmington working left to right here as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. Out of the double wing again. This is the fullback, and that didn't go anywhere. Coal City more than ready for that. Hunter Hayes ends up with maybe a loss of another yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 13. And the Cats, after a good run from Farrell, have now gone backwards. And again, if you're Wilmington, there's only so many things in that bag of tricks here. I mean, we've already saw the counter once. You do have the double handoff still sitting out there.
And a screen pass is probably the best bet.
We haven't seen either one of those tonight. And Mentz drops back the pass, looking downfield, going to run for it himself. Breaks the tackle. He'll have a 1st down across midfield to the 45, all the way down to the Coal City 42-yard line. A gain of 25 yards for Ryder Mentz. And a Wilmington 1st down. Boy, that was all Ryder right there. There was nothing downfield, and he just took off, made one guy miss. And Coach Reitz always says, you make one miss. That's all you got to do.
Now, Coal City playing the pass all the way, and Wilmington got the blocking on the right side of the line. Forced the defensive player over there, and he went left.
I don't know how many times I've heard Coach Reitz say that, where it's up to you to make one player miss, and then you can do your thing. And right there was a perfect example of it. 1st and 10 from the 42 of Coal City. That should have been motion. It is motion, and this is going to be wiped out. 2 backs clearly going at the same time for the Cats. And it'll go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15. Again, those are the kind of things in games like this that are hard to overcome.
That's a big enemy right there. And it makes the job for Coal City's line and so forth much easier when they forcing Wilmington into a passing situation.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the Coal City 46. Well, I mean, unless Coal City wants to take the result, and there's no way I would take the result. I'd take this penalty all day long. Gonzalez meets with the official and says, sir, we'll take that penalty yardage. Thank you. point. Speaking of guys that came to play tonight, Michael Gonzalez, the 5'11", 295-pound senior, he has been everywhere defensively. Talk about an anchor of your defensive line. That's it.
You can't get big anchors in that.
So we'll head to the fourth quarter. Wilmington and Coal City tied up at 7. You wouldn't have it any other way during a rivalry game, would you? We'll come back with the fourth quarter in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
So the Cats will have it 1st and 15 from the Coal City 46-yard line as we start quarter number 4 in one of the fastest games in recent memory. Kind of a complete reversal of what happened earlier this year. Couple of quick scoring updates. Reed Custer, no problems with Lyle tonight. The Comets 38-0 over Lyle. Piatone a 14-13 lead over Mantino at the half. Streeter and Hersher just underway as well. We'll keep you up to date on those ice scores. By the way, Morris and Caneland tied at 14, that game at the half. So we're back with the start of quarter number 4. Wilmington was moving the ball. Now all of a sudden 1st and 15 after a procedure penalty. Underneath it comes, big hole, breaking it open inside the 30. Colin James to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wilmington! 46-yard touchdown run. Colin James on the counter, and there he goes, just like that. The Cats up 13-7 with 11:52 to go in the fourth. Boy, that's, you want to talk about scoring quick. That was scoring quick. That also makes up for the 5-yard penalty in a fairly big hurry.
Oh, that's forgotten now.
Now, again, you have to refocus here because every point tonight is extremely important. And the Cats, as we said, have had their difficulties this year on extra points. That's a little bit of an errant snap, and that is good inside the left upright. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it managed to get through. Cats lead it 14-7 with 11:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. We're back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
Cats lead it 14-7, just underway here in the fourth quarter. As Wilmington will get set to kick it off again. Big thank you to the Wilmington School District Facebook page for having us along for the ride again here tonight. We do appreciate that, and also everybody who's joined us on the network as well. All the away games you can catch right here on the network. I do realize we have a little bit of connection issues tonight. I don't know what's going on with cell towers or whatever around here, but we'll do our best to keep this thing rolling. 11:44 to go as Coal City returns it back out to the 38-yard line. That's where the Kohlers will start things up, 1st and 10. So one receiver to the far side. Riley out of the pistol here. Takes the snap, hands it off to Benson. And Landon will pick up 2, maybe 3. Wilmington there to kind of stack everything up again. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Gain of close to 3 yards. Willis will make the tackle again for Wilmington tonight. Boy, has he been everywhere on the defensive side of things. Riley takes the snap, hands it off again. This stacked up. Benson thrown backwards. 2 or 3 Wildcats in on that stop. Gain of a couple more. Looks like Cade McCubbin, the 6', 179-pound junior, there initially for the Cats. 3rd down and 5 for Coal City. Now you're talking about Coal City being in a little bit of danger territory.
Oh, boy.
One receiver to the far side. Riley out of the gun. Going to take it himself. Tries to go left side. Has a whole lot of room inside the Wilmington 40. All the way down near the Wilmington 36-yard line.
Same play.
A gain of 20 yards for Riley. And a Coal City 1st down to the Wilmington 37. I mean, that's happened, 3 times tonight?
The last 2 times they've done it, 18 and 20 yards respectively.
It's been long yardage, and Riley just takes off, and there's no one keeping track of him. Hand off. There's a huge hole for Benson off the left side. He's going to pick up about 5 more. Bring up 2nd and 5 for Coal City. And that was a massive hole.
Boy, the Wildcats need to suck it up now, boy.
So again, back to the pistol here. In motion from the near side is Chalico going to the far side as a receiver. Handoff again, Benson. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Get 3, close to 4 yards. Wilmington kind of undercut it at the last second, but it will be 3rd down and a yard. Ball down to the Wilmington 28-yard line.
Boy, Benson has been a machine, hasn't he?
Well, that he has. Well, and the key for Coal City, it's much like Wilmington. You just keep hammering away. Just keep hammering away. And eventually something breaks or you get enough yardage to keep the drive going.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And Benson again. He's going to have a 1st down. He's carrying people with him. All the way down inside the 20 to near the 18. Boy, is that a chunky yardage. That's a gain of 10 more for Benson. Be 1st and 10 for the Kohlers. Down to the Wilmington 18. And Coal City, or excuse me, Wilmington will use a timeout. So Coach Reitz has seen enough of that. With 9:34 to go in the game, Coal City on the move. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 18 after this on the Christian and Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 9, and Friday and Saturday from 10:30 to 10. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011. That's 815-476-7011.
The Cats facing a big defensive series here as they lead at 14-7. Kohlers will have it 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 18. By the way, just a little, what do you call it, tag on to the end of that Wilmington Pizzeria ad. They're open to 9 now instead of 10. So you got, half hour left to order a pizza here tonight.
Yeah.
So Wilmington Pizzeria open till 9 o'clock.
We've had a little bit ourselves tonight.
We have. Well, again, it's up to this Wilmington defense to come up with something. Cole City has it 1st and 10 from the 18 out of the timeout by Coach Reentz. And Riley going to keep it himself, and he's snowed under back about the original line of scrimmage. Wilmington finally stacking up to make the stop on that, as McCubbin up there for the Cats, along with Brendan Moran.
Yeah, that McCubbin name called a few times in very important tackles.
Bring up 2nd and 10. At some point here, a little passing wrinkle from Cole City wouldn't be a huge surprise. In motion to the far side goes Chalico. And handoff, trying to get the corner is Benson. He managed to break a tackle, somehow got a yard or two, but it doesn't go much anywhere. That'll be a gain of a yard. There is a flag down at the 20, right on that edge over there. It is holding against Cole City. Boy, what a huge penalty that is against the Kohlers. Now, if you're Wilmington, it would be 3rd and 9, or you can make it 2nd and 20 roughly, maybe 21. So now the Cats have a little decision to make. I think they're going to accept the penalty. I believe I would. Nope, they're not going to accept it. So it'll be 3rd and about 10. Well, I don't know. Now Coach Reentz is out there going, excuse me, I don't believe we declined that penalty, but so they are going to accept the penalty. So that should back it up. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 or 21, depending on where this thing is spotted from. It is a little bit of an interesting call, though, if you're Wilmington, though. Because you got 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. You give Cole City an extra down.
They've been moving the ball very well.
I think this is this is what I would do, I'm pretty sure. I'd just go ahead and back them up. So 2nd down and roughly 20. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Riley out of the shotgun, drops back. Screen pass is open for a second, then gets blown up at the last second. And I'm going to tell you something. Riley should have thrown that ball a little bit earlier, I think.
Yeah, he should have.
It looked like Gavin Carpenter ended up with it, but Riley took a long time getting that pass off. And by then we have an eligible receiver downfield. But here's the thing. If that ball is completed behind the line of scrimmage, that could be something. They're going to say an eligible receiver downfield. The Cats will probably decline this one, though, and they will. It'll bring up 3rd down and 20 for Cole City. Trips receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Again, Riley out of the gun here, takes the snap, drops back, fires over the middle, incomplete, as that pass goes right through the hands of Young, and he got laid out at the 15 as well. So it'll bring up 4th and 20, 8:35 to go in the game. Boy, this is a huge 4th down for Wilmington defensively. Boy, Cole City was moving the football, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, they have likewise been their own worst enemy.
Trips receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Riley out of the gun, and now moving to the outside is Carpenter. And pass fired deep down the far sideline is incomplete. Wilmington will decline the penalty. That was definitely, it was like running a CFL play. Gavin Carpenter was on a dead run toward the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. 7 flashbacks to watching the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Cats will decline the penalty, and Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28. This game, by the way, a long way from over.
Oh, yeah. If you feel more comfortable, but at 8:30, that's a long time.
Yes, it is. 8:30 to go in the game. The Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 28, working right to left here as Wilmington trying to close this out. Now, if they can get another score on this drive, going to make things very difficult for Coal City. They're not really built for quick strike type of offense. So 1st and 10 for the Cats, again from the 28. Everything packed in for Wilmington. Mentz up under center, only 4 down linemen again for Coal City. Pitch goes right side. There is not a whole lot there. Gain of a yard, maybe 2. Kyle Farrell on the carry for Wilmington. I mean, at some points tonight, it's very difficult to tell who's got the football. These jerseys rival the gray ones for difficulty.
Yeah, they're pretty difficult to pick them out.
So down to 8 minutes to go. The Cats really need a couple of first downs here.
They want this game.
Salt away
That's
some
what
of
they
this
need.
clock. So 2nd down and 8 from the 30. Mentz up under center. Underneath it comes on the counter. That got snuffed out in a hurry.
Boy.
Won't be nothing there. That is Colin James. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So now we come back to the conversation we had before. Double handoff hasn't been used tonight. Screen pass hasn't been used tonight. Let's see what the Cats elect to do here. You could do a jump ball, I guess, to Reed Juster. That's been covered pretty heavily the time or two that they looked at that earlier tonight, though. So 3rd down and 8. What does Barry draw up here? That's, again, illegal procedure on the Cats. And if you're Coal City, just decline that penalty. And it should be dead ball, I think. But I don't know. For Coal City, they're going to give you the option here. You definitely decline it because that'll make it 4th down for Wilmington. It is an illegal shift. Once again, very obvious, the illegal shift. Couldn't really miss that. And now the Wildcats will be forced to punt it away.
Not a very notable series of downs for
No,
the Cats that time.
no. So the clock will run, and yet again, Wilmington's defense is going to have to come up with another stop. Cats lead at 14-7 with 6:50 to go in the 4th quarter. And every time you have a special teams play, things got to go just right, or stuff can go sideways again in a hurry. Juster will get the kick off here. Deep, that's a high kick too. This bounces inside the 40. There's a fair catch. Called a fair catch, and then he ran with the football. So that should be a penalty back at the 38-yard line.
It's a penalty.
You cannot call a fair catch and then run with the football. So they're going to put it back at the 38, and that's where Coal City will end up with it. I thought it was relatively obvious that he called for a fair catch. Thought maybe I missed something there. So the Kohlers will have it 1st and 10, 6:27 to go in the game. Depending on where they actually spot this ball, has anybody really spotted it yet? They've just been holding on to the football this entire time.
So far, nobody's moved.
I mean, they threw a marker down there to. Did they call a penalty? I think they did for running the ball after a fair catch.
Yeah, it cost them 10 yards, I think.
I think the question on the far sideline is if it bounces on the ground. I mean, I'd at least be asking that question if I was a coach. Make them think about it anyway.
Seems to be a little excited down there.
Yeah, it was very unorthodox in the sense that a fair catch was called for. It hit the ground, rolled back 5 yards. And we'll see. Seen some interesting moments in the early part of this schedule, stuff you don't really see a whole lot of. This is one where I can understand why it takes a little bit of time. Make sure you're going to get this one right according to what the actual rule book says on it. So we'll see. What's the decision now?
You realize Benson, I think he's carried the ball 17 times in the second half.
I have no idea what just happened.
Now it's back up here
So
again
now it's going to go back up.
to 35. Almost 36-yard line now. Now the coach is out there wanting.
Now Coach Reitz is like, if they call for a fair catch, they can't run with the football, though.
It's on the field. What are you doing? Jeez.
They almost ran a play, and the officials were over here talking to Coach Reitz.
Yeah, the head official's talking. Now another comes to join the fray. But, yeah, he called a fair catch.
Hey, just when everybody thought that this game was going to get over quickly, we've now managed to really dig deep to come. Holy cow. Like, can we get that like in text form? Can you send us an email so we know exactly what happened there? Well, in any case, Barry's not happy about it, but handoff goes left side. That gets blown up. Benson trying to carry a tackler. He'll get a yard, and that's it. Wilmington got there in a hurry. Again, out there on the stop for Wilmington. Cade Hopwood, that go around. Second down and 9. Clock rolls back down to 6 minutes. Pistol formation here for Riley. Almost over his head. The ball is loose. And does Wilmington have it? We'll see. We're still waiting. And it is Wilmington football. Fumble on the play, and the Cats end up with it. The snap was a little high to Riley. And all of a sudden, Wilmington's got the football back. And the Cats will have it 1st and 10 at the Coal City 38-yard line.
That was a big, big play.
That's a huge play. Now the momentum swings back over to Wilmington here.
And you also aren't right in front of your own goal run plays, so you can maybe be a little more diversified.
So we'll see. Barry has been very conservative tonight.
Yeah, he has been.
There's been a couple of wrinkles here and there that have broken things into the open, but so far they haven't really needed to go deep into the playbook. 1st and 10 from the Coal City 38. Underneath it comes on the counter. There was a hole, and unfortunately, James ran into his own guy down around the 35-yard line. If James wouldn't have run into his own offensive lineman, there was a whole lot of territory to run up that left side. 2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3. Down to 5:35 and counting. Again, all Wilmington really needs to do here is pick up a few first downs and use a bunch of clock while doing it. So we're down to now 10 seconds on the play clock. Wilmington just now breaking the huddle with 8 to go, but of course everything's packed in, so the Cats don't really have to spread out too much here. Pitch comes back to Farrell, has a hole, gets inside the 35, down near the 32. Be a gain of about 3 more, and Wilmington will face 3rd down and 4 for the Cats, down under 5 minutes to go.
Well, the Cats could sure use a first down.
Well, Wilmington now has 2 downs to go 4 yards.
And the storage place could use some advertising.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot for Wildcat self-storage tonight. It's been big plays or not a whole lot else. So 3rd down and 4, 4:30 to go in the game. Underneath, James to the outside, inside the 30. James to the 25, breaks a tackle all the way down near the 22-yard line. That'll be a gain of 10 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down. So finally get Wildcat Self-Storage another mention. We love to do that as much as possible, as long as I remember to do it. 4:15 to go.
Boy, that was good news they were sharing right there.
So now Wilmington back to churn out as much clock as possible. If you can get yourself one more first down, then you're pretty close to salting the whole thing away.
Yeah, Coal City will have to start using timeouts before too long.
Again, out of the double wing, 1st and 10 from the 23. Underneath, this is, I think is it Hayes, the fullback? Inside the 20, down near the 19 or close to the 18. Hayes got a rare carry. He'll pick up about 3 yards. He's had a couple carries tonight. Again, for Wilmington, that's just to keep him honest kind of play. So far, Coal City has not used timeouts, and I'm starting to be a little surprised by that.
Yeah, they're going to have to start pretty soon. One more first down, boy, it's going to really be tough then.
Well, even if they don't get a first down, you could get this thing. They don't start using timeouts. Ments up under center, 2nd and 7 from the 19. Off the right side. Farrell will pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. Clock down under 3 minutes to 2:58. They'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Wilmington in exact same position they just were a moment ago. They need 2 downs to go 4 yards. Timeout to Coal City. 2:58 to go. The Cats lead at 14-7. Back with more in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
Well, the Cats lead it 14-7. 2:58 to go. Coal City down to just 2 timeouts remaining. It really comes down to this. If the Cats can get a first down, I wouldn't say it's completely over, but it's effectively over at that point.
It's going to make it mighty rough on the Coalers.
So the Cats have 2 downs to go 4 yards. 3rd and 4 from the 16, close to the 17. Big hole inside the 10, down near the 5, and Wilmington is going to get another Wildcat Self-Storage first down. As the Cats get 11 yards on that run from Farrell, and it'll bring up 1st and goal from, I guess, back out close to the 6. And again, if you're Coal City, after 1st and 2nd down here, you really need to use some timeouts. Of course, if the Cats score here, it is effectively over. Everything packed in. Wilmington trying to get another score to close this thing out. Pitch back to Farrell. He gets tripped up inside the 5, down near the 4. Bring up 2nd and goal from there. Coal City really should be using a timeout. I mean, I guess they're just going to let this thing keep running. So the Cats will bring it all the way down to like 140 before they have to snap the ball. Down to 10 seconds. The Cats really need to get out of the huddle here. Up to the line, down to 6 seconds. Now 5 in the play clock. Everybody set, 145 and counting. There's a fumble. Mentz dropped the snap, but managed to pick it back up. And now a timeout to Coal City, and things really get interesting. That's part of your issue with rushing everything back out there, and then if you don't have everything go exactly right.
Wow.
So
yeah, that puts them under a little bit extra pressure. Sometimes things don't go well when you do that, and that's what happened to Wilmington that time. But up there,
By the way,
3rd down.
Stick around for our post-game show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond repair over there in Braidwood. Big thank you to Warrens for sponsoring the post-game show each and every week. We'll have a final check of the stats of this one, a full look at the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates.
And it is full.
Yep, and we'll talk to the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Rinks. Do all that and more, but we have plenty to get to first before we get to the post-game show.
Now, if Wilmington does not get this first down, we go to the kick.
Well, yeah, I think you absolutely would have to kick a field goal here and just hope that you can go up by 2 scores.
Boy.
All right, so 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Out of this timeout. We'll see if the Cats do anything a little bit out of the box or they just take it easy and then try to get a field goal here. Immense up under center. Now we have a timeout to Wilmington, trying to see what Coal City's going to do defensively. We'll take one as well. Back with more of this one in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
So the Cats facing a 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. As Barry drawing something up during that timeout. Again, for Coal City, you really need to stop them here and try to force Wilmington into an error on a field goal. And for the Cats, you just like to score and put this out of reach right now. And then center. Farrell in motion, a little stop motion, pitch back to Kyle. That gets snowed under. And just like that, timeout used for Coal City. And the Cats have elected to effectively settle for a field goal here.
Yeah, all it was doing was placing the ball in the middle of the field. They did not try to get the first down.
So a timeout here, and it all comes down to basically an extra point for the Cats. And as we said before, the first couple of games, it's been a little bit of an adventure. Tonight, it's been much better. However, there have been a couple of errant snaps. Ryder's done a pretty good job of getting it down. The last one, extra point, barely snuck inside the left upright because it was a little, let's say, iffy. So if you're Wilmington, you really need to focus. This field goal would, I wouldn't say win the game necessarily, but it would make it very, very difficult.
Yeah, it would change the pressure altogether. Put it all in Coal City.
We'll see if the Kohlers can come up with some way of stopping this. Juster definitely has the foot. That's no doubt. It's just, does everything else go exactly right?
Oh, boy. Here we go. How big a field goal is this? 8 yards, 5.
So this would make it a 2-score game. This would be a 22-yard field goal attempt. The kick by Juster is good, and the Cats lead it 17-7 as Reed Juster bangs through the field goal, and that puts the Cats up by 2 scores with 1:29 to go in the game. Big field goal from Reed. Back with more in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So the Cats will get set to kick off. Just a reminder to join us on the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Final stat look, full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. And we'll talk to Coach Reentz, do all that on the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center. We got a minute 29 to get to that. This game not over, but it's made things very difficult on Coal City with the Reed Juster 22-yard field goal. So right now, stop the return is the first thing on the menu for the Cats. This comes down to the 20, across the 25, out across the 30 to near the 33, and I think eventually being tripped up on the play was Austin Davey, and Coal City will take over 1st and 10. Now they have a lot of work to do in a minute 23, but we've seen some weird stuff over the years.
Yeah, let's don't do that tonight.
So Coal City will have to go the entire length of this field, which right now is, 64 yards without a timeout, and then they need to get the ball back again. That is a tall order. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Riley out of the shotgun, rolls right side, looking downfield, and he's going to be sacked back at the 30-yard line. Hunter Hayes on the sack for the Cats. And just like that, Wilmington one step away from closing this thing out. That's a loss of 7 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 17. Down to 1 minute and counting. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 back to the near. Riley out of the shotgun again, drops back, fires deep down the middle of the field. That is incomplete. And no penalty flag. That was pretty good acting job by Kason Headley at the Wilmington 45.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I give him credit. Might as well try to get it.
Yeah, the ball was badly overthrown. It wasn't catchable. And, a little acting job. Not really a great one.
And I don't blame him. At this point,
try anything.
Got to have something work.
Anything legal.
Hey, get any sort of contact, sell it. Why not? So, dropping back. Now pass comes near side. That is overshot on the near side. That pass intended for Headley out at the 40-yard line. So 45 seconds left, and Coal City facing 4th and close to 17. The Coalers need a first down right here. This game is over. So again, 2 receivers to the far side. Now trips receivers back to the near side. Braden Riley, he gets set to fire another one downfield. Riley drops back, fires it down the sideline, and overshot everybody. As a matter of fact, threw the ball out of bounds. So that'll do it. Coal City turns it over on downs. And now Wilmington, all they have to do is take a knee or two, and this game is over. And in the long history of this rivalry between Wilmington and Coal City, this one again gets added to the books as another really tough football game. And you knew Coal City was going to come in tonight ready to go, especially after the second half they had against Bishop McNamara. But the Cats did a nice job of once again weathering a little bit of a storm in the second half and making the plays that they needed to do down the stretch. And now the Cats, pending something really crazy, will get out of here with a 17-7 win. So Mentz will take the snap and take the knee, and the clock will run, and that will do it here tonight. Wilmington gets the win, 17-7 over Coal City, and what's proved to be another classic in this storied rivalry. Welcome into the postgame show, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair over there in Braidwood. Big thank you to Warren's. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll have a full check of your stats. We'll look at the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. And we'll talk to Coach Raines as well. Back in just a moment. Cats win at 17-7 here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
Cats win at 17-7 tonight over Coal City. Welcome into the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond repair. Warren's at 815-458-3300. Well, the Cats at a point, 7-7, and then things got a little dicey in the second half. But once again, Wilmington in week 1 and in week 3 has managed to come up with some ways to get some wins, and they do it tonight against Coal City. Just kind of out-physicaled everything at the line, got a field goal late, and then all of a sudden it's 17-7, the win for Wilmington here tonight. All right, we'll look at your stat totals here in just a moment. Of course, we'll talk to the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Rains. We'll get to him here in just a little bit, and we'll have a full scoreboard check as well. The Kohlers came here tonight ready to go. What an atmosphere tonight, too. It was beautiful weather, military appreciation night. There were all kinds of stuff going on all over the stadium tonight. Recognition of Coal City and Wilmington graduates who also served in the military. I think they even had a flyover. I didn't see it myself because it went over the top of the press box here, but it was a very interesting and good night all the way around for the Wilmington Wildcats. Again, we'll have a full check of your stats here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. We'll see what we got here. All right, so let's start with the ICE conference. The Illinois Central 8. Reed Custer blows out Lyle tonight, 52-0. That's the final there. Fourth quarter, still a game. Piatone just leads Mantino 21-13 late in that one. Herscher 6-0 over Streeter. That game is at the half. Other 2A scores. Decatur St. Teresa 41-0 over Central A&M. Downs Tri-Valley leads Ridgeville Lexington 16-13. Maroa Forsyth 56-8 over whatever that whole Porta thing is. Also Bismarck Henning 19-8 over Watseka. That game in the third quarter. Vandalia trailing North Mac now 40-7 in the third quarter. It's Knoxville 21-7 over Stark County. That game at the half. And Pena blows out Gillespie tonight, 47-0. That game in the fourth quarter, but basically over. All right, other suburban scores. We'll just run down through these real quick. All of these are still ongoing. Bartlett 21-7 over East Aurora, 7-7 Brother Rice and Bennett. It's Ridgewood 27-14 over Bishop McNamara. Richards leads Blue Island 13-6. Lockport leads Bradley Bourbonnais 8-7 at the half. That was probably the other huge matchup tonight. Was Lockport and Bradley Bourbonnais, and Lockport leads, is that 7-3 or 8-7?
That's 7-3.
Oh, 7-3. Okay, so actually Bradley Bourbonnais leads 7-3 at the half over Lockport. Still a long ways to go in that one. Byron blew out Rockford Lutheran tonight, 45-0 in the fourth quarter. Clifton Central 26-0 over Oakwood. Glenbrook North 14-0 over Conant. Joliet Catholic blowing out De La Salle tonight, 33-0 in the fourth quarter. Downers Grove North 7-0 over Downers Grove South. Westville leads Dwight 21-0. That game is at the half. Glenbar North 10-7 over Geneva. That's at the half. West Chicago trailing Glenbard East 28-0. Glenbard South 35-18 over Larkin. Glenbrook South 28-7 over Fremd. Ottawa absolutely destroyed Harvard. 63-0 is the final there. Hershey 35-0 over Deerfield. Hillcrest 19-17 over Shepherd. Hinsdale South 21-0 over Lyndon. Andrew leads Sandburg 28-7. Minooka beat Romeoville 41-0. Marengo and Richmond Burton tied up at 21 at the half. I'm telling you, Marengo's got a good team this year. Plano 42-0 over Westmont. That game in the second. Final here tonight, Yorkville 34-21 over Plainfield South. Oswego East beat Plainfield East 34-20. Plainfield Central 28-16 over West Aurora. And, boy, we really got scores now. Palatine 20-0 over New Trier. It's Chicago Mount Carmel 42-0 over Notre Dame. Niqua Valley 14-12 over St. Mary's. 24-0 Marist leads Nazareth. Naperville Central 30-0 over Riverside. Morris leads Canelan now 26-17 in the fourth. So the Redskins starting to pull away a little bit there. Montini Catholic 12-3 over Marmion. Moments 14-8 over Hoopston. Maine South 31-0 over Barrington. Lions final 10-7 win over Hinsdale Central. Bolingbrook leads Lincoln Way West 22-0. Lincoln Way East 35-3 over Stagg. Homewood Flossmoor 19-7 over Lincoln Way Central. Lamont 28-0 over Oak Forest. Finals now, Plainfield North 48-0 over Joliet West. Oswego 42-0 over Joliet Central. 53-0 over Elmwood Park. And Rochelle leads Johnsburg 20-0. All right, one more little list here. Lake Park 7-0 over St. Charles East. St. Charles North 14-7 over Wheaton Warrenville South. St. Ignatius 17-7 over St. Lawrence. Loyola leads St. Rita. Wow, 34-0. Thornton Fractional South 6-0 over Thornton Fractional North. Kankakee blew out Thornridge 60-0 was the final there. Rich Township 20-7 over Thornwood. O'Fallon beat Wabansie Valley tonight 40-0. Batavia 21-13 over Wheaton North. Sycamore 34-0 over Woodstock. Woodstock North 7-0 over the Central Provisor West. And we can go back one more time to the Illinois Central 8 here over on this side. I'll see if we can get one more quick check of that before we wrap things up. Again, Reed Custer 52-0 over Lyle was the final. Piatone leads Mantino 21-13 in the fourth, and at the half, Herscher leads Streeter 6-0. My goodness. Now that is a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. Whew. That's a lot of scores to try to get through. All right, so while we're doing all that, let's have a final check of our stats, too, while we're waiting for Coach Raines here. Final tonight, 17-7. Wilmington defeats Coal City to go to 3-0. The Kohlers drop to 1-2. For Coal City, rushing the football, Braden Riley, 6 carries for 33 yards. Drake Durth, 6 carries for 12 yards and a touchdown. Landon Benson, big night for him, 33 carries for 88 yards. And also Christopher Chalico, 1 carry for 5 yards on the ground, 46 rushing attempts, 148 yards and a touchdown for Coal City. Through the air, Braden Riley was 4 of 10 for 37 yards. Gavin Carpenter, 1 reception for -1 yard. Landon Benson, 1 reception for 1 yard. Chalico again, 1 reception for 1 yard. And Braden Young, 1 reception for 36 yards. Add it all up, 148 yards in the ground, 37 through the air, 185 total yards of offense for Coal City here tonight. For Wilmington, rushing the football, Ryder Mentz, 6 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Farrell, 18 carries for 92 yards tonight. Colin James, 22 rushing attempts for 73 yards and a touchdown. And Hunter Hayes, 3 carries for 6 yards. All told, 49 rushing attempts, 200 yards on the ground for Wilmington and 2 touchdowns. Ryder Mentz 0 for 2 through the air. Wilmington outgains Coal City 200 to 185. And Wilmington wins it 17-7 tonight over Coal City.
Well, they gave Coal City, Wilmington a scare, Coal City did.
They did.
Beginning that third quarter, they came out like they did last week and just started slugging everybody. But Wildcats backed up, caught their breath, came back and stopped them cold.
Yeah, and again, you saw it, the Marengo game week 1 and now week 3, where Wilmington gets to a point, midway point or 2/3 of the way through the game, where there's a little bit of a test. And where are you going to go? Are you going to go backwards or forwards? And both times this year, the Cats have answered that and have managed to come out on top. $1 million turf over there at their field and a video board. That place is beautiful. Of course, the Cats over the years have done a lot of work here at Becker Field. I mean, they've resodded this once or twice. They put in new bleachers here, repainted it last year, redid the outside of the press box a while ago, put in different visitor stands a while back, and the Cats have done a lot of different things to this stadium. And, of course, Coal City's got a beautiful field as well.
Field, yeah.
Lyle plays up at Benedictine, which, again, is a nice facility. I mean, across the board in the conference, there's a lot of really nice places to go, and we like visiting a lot of those places. So.
Yeah, we do.
And the barbecue place.
I didn't like the football game so much.
No.
It was a tough place to do a football game.
That was an oddest stadium, too. You kind of had it tucked back in the middle of this subdivision thing, and then it was just, it was odd. There was literally no feel to that place whatsoever. They only have 6 games on their schedule this year, by the way.
Really?
Westmont does. So
the thing that was outstanding about them was the barbecue place that was not too far away.
Yeah, that was definitely a positive.
That was nice.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, are you guys just rambling on? Yes, we are rambling.
No, hey, typical Coal City Wilmington game. Give a lot of credit to Coal City. And first off, before I forget, boy, the whole military experience and Wilmington and Coal City getting together to make the military appreciation night.
Yeah.
What a great thing, and boy, that was great. And then when it came to the football game, they went with their power stuff that they went with against Bishop Mack last week, but they changed up a lot of stuff from that. I mean, they were going overload certain ways, giving us motions. We had a little trouble with that adjusting defense.